Today on the show, we take a deep dive into a show that I've recorded, mixed live, and we're going to take a look at what I've done, basically. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Monday live stream. If it's your first time on the channel, my name is Guillaume. I'm a live sound engineer that talk about anything that has to do with the world of live sound. We can talk about microphone, in-ears, consoles, and today on the show, I want to show you guys a mix that I've done. This is a tape. It's a mix of two things. Let me explain. It's a tape from a rehearsal session that I'm playing back into the real show. So this is the first time I just open up the file. We're going to take a look at it. We may adjust a thing or two here and there because I don't have a recording of the show that I can use, but I was green flagged to use one of the track from the rehearsal session. So from the rehearsal session, we're going to readapt just a little bit for everything that is there. You know, the drums not going to sound exactly the same. Level might change a little bit because I may have a little bit of gain difference from the live show versus the live session. Compressor adjustment, but minor detail. We're going to probably have a lot of fun here, and the reason that I'm doing this is because I need to have a session for a in-ear review. I have some in-ear that I need to review, and I like to do my in-ear review from the perspective of a musician. So when I do in-ear review, I add the color of the headphone. Actually, I'm not going to show you too much, but they're there. I'm going to add the color, the EQ curve of these headphones, and we're going to apply it to all the mixes from everybody in the band. So especially on that session, I have a drum, bass, guitar, keyboard, two backup singer, lead vocalist, a lot of people. We're going to hear all their inner mixes with the color of the headphone, without the color of the headphone. Today, no headphone color. We're just going to listen to the session, and we're going to dive into what I've done to make the real show happen, the real live show. So let's see what's going on with that. Let's bring back the headphone. Let's have a little bit of coffee. And we're going to start enjoying what's happening here. Just so you guys know, this is a beautiful song from my friend Melina. It's all over on Spotify. If you guys want to have a look at the original from the record. Melina, M-E-L-E-M. Oh, I don't know how to spell anymore. M-E-L-I-N-A, Melina. Her artist profile color are black and orange. Go have a look. Go have a look at that beautifully talented artist. She's really good. She really deserved to maybe you have a listen. Today we're going to take a look at one of the songs from her session from, again, I'm repeating myself here, but this is not from the record. This is from the rehearsal session. This is live to tape. No edit, no nothing. There's some mistake. There's the guitar player trying out this delay at the beginning of the song, but it has a vibe. It has everything that you could need for do a great take. And I believe this is a great take of the song. It's not perfect, but it's great. Let's now take a look at the console. Let me show you guys what I did. I just load the session. We gonna start with some of the input that I have. We're gonna dive a little deeper into that. We're gonna take a look at everything. Let me bring the song slowly in the back. And tell me, guys, if it's too loud or not loud enough for you to hear what's going on. All right. So that's the bass drum. Actually, I can probably turn everything down. We're going to start with the first few input. I already have some effect applied to the I already have some effect applied to that, but it's going to be probably fun for you guys to listen to. Let me give it some volume. Just let me know if I need to turn the overall mix down for you guys, but I want to make sure that you hear this really well. So this is our bass drum. Nothing too crazy here going on. Let me just take a quick look at what you guys are listening to. Okay, you guys are listening to this. Let me bring you my headphone mix. Basically, we're going to hear the same thing. So, just a normal kick drum, bleeding. It's a live session. We can hear the cymbal. We can hear everything. I believe this is a kick-in mic. It's supposed to be a Behringer Dynamic D71C, but for some reason, even on the in kick, we hear a lot of bleeding. Really natural sounding bass drum, not too much low end, a little bit more sustain here from the Wave Transient Designer, a little bit of attack. I think we can add just a little bit more. Compression wise, 160, barely moving. And EQ, I just removed that 3K. Not sounding that interesting to me, so I just removed that just to make sure that the bass drum is there, but it's not a heavy metal band. It's not there to be super punchy. It's there to be supporting. Hey, what's up? Is the chat working? Can you guys hi, all right. We just had an update for OBS. Most of my plugins are not working. I cannot change the camera anymore with the MIDI stuff, so I don't know what's working or not with OBS. Good to see you guys. So that's pretty much the kick. Nothing fancy. We live with the bleed. It's okay. It's there. It's a live session. Let's go to the snare. It's a lot of cross stick on that song. It's not like full-on snare hit. Like that one. Maybe that's a little loud. A lot of hi-hat. Probably not gonna use the hi-hat. Actually, let's take a listen at the hi-hat mic. Probably not gonna use that much. Bonjour, Jacques. Okay. A lot of reverb, maybe a little too much. We're gonna bring that down a little bit. Okay. We're gonna bring the overheads up. Oh, actually, no. I need to link the overheads with a user signal. Forgot to do that. So we're gonna go source. We gotta create a user signal just to do some custom pairing. I don't know if you guys ever done that, but when you have uneven or even an odd number to create a stereo source, you can now do it inside the Wing with that little user patch. I'm just gonna do this here. We're gonna create a stereo source for our overheads, and we're gonna assign that to our overhead in the playback. So we're gonna go user signal, and now we have our overheads. Let's listen just to the overheads. We're gonna open it up a little bit. We're gonna get rid of that. And that's the end of the song, and it's gonna loop. It's gonna loop. So we can start over again. The beginning is just the guitar, so it's gonna take a while for the drum to come in, but we're gonna try to do the studio approach here. I'm gonna blend the overhead first. Usually I start with my close mic and bring the overhead, but we're gonna try that just for fun. Sounds good already. Maybe just a little bit more punch from the kick. Gonna bring the tom in. There's not a lot of tom feel on that song, but there's some, so. I'm gonna bring that in slowly. Whoa, way too much reverb. Come on, what's going on here? Let's bring that in. Okay, let's take a look at what we have on the snare. Attack, sustain. We try to gate it a little bit. We try to make the snare sound natural, so all that proximity effect that we get here around the 500 area, we get rid of that, and we had a boost in the fundamental of the snare just to get some body out of it. That's nice. Oh, you hear that? It's the band. More volume to the music? Sure. No problem, Ralph. Actually, hold on. Let me change the source for you guys. Let's go output. I'll give you guys the main out with a limiter on it, so it's got to be mastered. Main 1. Okay, what's going on the main, just so I'm clear here, we're going to have a little bit of compression. We're going to have a limiter to bring the whole thing up, but make sure it's not clipping, so. How's it going for you guys? Is it better? Can take a little bit more, right? I can give you some. A little bit less compression. It's just a drum, by the way, so. How's that? Is it too much? All right. So that's the basics for the drum. We're gonna dive a little more into that later. Let's go quickly over the tom. We have source extractor to avoid ringing, a little bit of EQ, and personally I would drop the overhead down a little bit and bring a little bit more of the close mic. That's for the tom. That's for the floor tom. Pretty much the same thing, but shifting down a little bit. Distressor pretty much on everything. That's the snare. It's barely touching it with the stick. Now you can hear a little bit of the bleed. Okay. You guys want it louder? Because I can make it louder. Hey man, if you're still having trouble with routing, just let me know. I can take a break at some point and show you the routing that you need to accomplish. Just write me a big fat text of what you want to do, what are your sources, and we'll see that. Can the RTA be overlaid over the EQ? No, it's staying right there. It's the same thing. Basically, you have it at the top and you have your frequency. It will be in line with whatever you want to have. Can you guys hear the bleed of the vocal now? It's coming from the overheads. That's just the overheads. Okay, let's start to bring. No, you cannot hear that. Okay. I'll give you guys just a little bit more volume. Tell me if it's too loud. Too loud. No, too light. Too loud. I have a WSG card in the console right now. It's there, but I don't have any wave plugin yet. I'm still working on that. Is it better now? I can give it some more if you guys want to. It's good now? Okay, I'm gonna crank it just a tiny bit. Let me know if it's too much. Alright, so that's gonna be for roughly our drums. We're gonna take a look at the bass. What we got going on? Not much, just a tiny bit of EQ. 1176, just cranking on it. All that drive is coming from the track itself. And that's the end of the song. It's gonna loop back again. Let's see the guitar, what we got going. Just a tiny bit of the That's my friend Vincent Gendron. Great guitar player here. Just a tiny bit of EQ. I could actually not need it. That's a mistake. The source extractor is just there to quiet the noise just a little bit. I can do the same thing on the bass because there's a little bit of background noise on that thing because it's so cranked. We can just put it like barely doing anything. It's not doing anything right now, but as soon as he stops playing, we're just gonna remove that little hiss that we have because we're using so much compression from the 1176. It's always under compression. I don't know how well you guys can see the needle, but it's always moving. It's never going back to zero. I'm just crushing it. Tiny bit more overheads. Sounds okay now? Great. Let's bring the piano in. It's a keyboard. Just a tiny bit of EQ because I thought it was a little too fat. That's the keyboard. I say keyboard, but it's basically a Nord playing some piano parts. Is it me or it's not super stereo? Let's take a look. No, it's pretty much mono. Let me check if I have routed that twice. or the left twice in there. Give me 1 second, guys. That's what I have. Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. Let's start over again. Bring back the guitar, the bass. Song start with the piano. That's the bass, that's the keyboard. It's not super stereo again. Lower the piano just a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's the keys. Now let's move on to the part where you guys probably want to see more of the action. Let's start with the vocal. That's Belina, she's the lead singer, it's her project, so she needs to be loud. Let's see, maybe there's too much effect on there. No, okay. Maybe there's also pain and struggling, and I'm not quite sure my heart can take it. Let's start with a flat EQ at first. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna make it. Okay, so definitely in that area here, proximity effect is a little too present for my taste, so we're gonna bring that down. Let's start with 6 dB. Let's bring the low cut. Let's start with that. I've never felt so cold, but nothing has ever felt just a tiny bit of de-esser, around 6K, 7K. Maybe I can bring it down. I don't like arch vocal. Choosing myself ain't no mistaking. A little too much delay. I know I regret it. Though I'm not quite sure my heart can take it. We have 4 effects on the vocal. We have some chorus. Not quite sure I'm gonna put too much of each so you guys will hear. Just a tiny bit of chorus. That's without. That's with. It's not there. I mean, that's just a chorus. It's not super present, but if you take it away, it moves the vocal backwards. When you turn it on, it's shifting at the front. Tiny bit of delay. Tells me I am doing something right. Just under. We want it just under the vocal. It's a stereo spread, so we just want it to sounds mono. Do you guys hear everything in mono? Tell me. I'm gonna take a look. Maybe I did mistaken routing. No, it's not. Should be stereo. We're gonna try with the main. Let's take a... Sounds great in your headphone. Okay, let's do a main hard pan. No, that's lead vocal. Let's select the main. So that's just one side. That's the other side. No, it's just the keys, yeah. Okay, rest is fine. Okay. Okay. Keyboard. All right. Sounds great in your headphones. Key sounds mono. Maybe it is, or maybe that's the preset. Because my track that I'm sending is stereo. I make sure that the track that I have recorded left is sent into 11 from Logic, and the right is the pan works fine. Okay, just make sure that you guys hear stereo. Let's take a look at the effect again on Melina's vocal. That's the delay. Actually, can you guys hear just the effect? That's just the effect without the dry vocal. That's stereo, yes, nice. Okay, so that's what I have running for delay. We're gonna add some reverb, small reverb. That's a little room, if I remember correctly. Small reverb, yeah, it's the vintage room. Maybe it's a little long. That's fine. And usually just a little bit of it. Not quite sure I'm gonna make it. I choose to believe it. 'Cause the fire burning deep inside. Yeah, just a little bit. And after that, I have a long reverb. That's a big room. Classic plate that I love. If you don't put too much of it, it should be fine. Just a tiny bit. And all together. And during the show, of course, I write the delay. Usually during the show I write the effect, but for now we're gonna leave it at the basic, not intrusive setting. It's there, but it's not too much. Just a little bit of high on the keys. It's not poking through enough. I can try just to raise the volume. I was listening in mono when you pan and no sound on the right. Yeah, that's not me. All right. I see the path open before me, splitting into countless possibilities. This is how do I know which way? Will this mix need recorded on the SD card? This mix was recorded on SD card during rehearsal, just as a reference, just for fun. And I drop it into Logic. Now I'm playing back from Logic. It's not playing back from the SD card. But it was recorded from the card in the back, like I do most of my recording. So I had a little bit more piano. Now we have on this show two beautiful backup singers. Let me bring them up and make sure that they're pan a little bit. There's also pain and struggling, and I'm not quite sure my heart can take it. Beautiful backup singer. Great performer here. They're mixed a little on the tin side, and that's on purpose because their back vocal, I don't want them to be quiet, I want them to be loud, but I don't want them to take the middle of the vocal portion. I want them to be just, you know, there, but floating, not in your face. Same thing as always, source extractor to cut down on the background noise. Tiny bit of EQ, just rolling off everything that we don't need. 1176, and that's it. Same for both. Just a tiny bit of EQ. Let me fan them a little harder. Look wider on the back vocal. They're great, man. Let's go again with just the back vocal. We're gonna set up the effects. That's Heidi. She's really good. A little bit more chorus, a little bit less delay on them. A little bit more reverb. It's a rehearsal tape. No, it's not a finished record. It's a rehearsal tape. Let's go with Pam. I'm gonna bring to the same average level of effect. We're gonna start the song again. But yes, this is one of the reasons I seriously choose that session, because it sounds so good. And it's a rehearsal tape. Captured with DL32. Nothing fancy here. Everybody uses a 58 vocal. The drum is my Bayer stuff, so D71C in the kick, TG 57 and 58 on snare and toms, condenser, no subgroup. Let's take a listen to Pam now when she's singing. Come on Pam. Just the effect for fun. Just to give it a space. That's good. We're gonna bring that down a little bit. Bring the button. How many have been here before me? I know there's beauty in making, choosing, creating. Oh, thank you. I'll take the credit for the mix, but the performance is them. 100% them. And this is why my mix sounds so good, because the performance is there. I try to be as less intrusive as possible. Get out the way. Don't start adding plugins for no reason. They don't need it. So when I toss aside all doubts and let my heart decide, and whatever comes up, trust the life will lead me where I belong. The toms are a little loud. You gotta bring the tom and the overheads down just a little bit. Maybe it'll be alright. And again, I'm not mixing it. It's just rough level. Choosing myself ain't no mistake. If I don't do it. There's also tracks on that thing. We're gonna add the tracks and see what's going on there. Not quite sure I can take it's more back vocal, I think. Yeah. It was not there before, and that's coming from the recording session of the album. That's all coming from the track. They don't need it. It's just there to add, you know, to add thickness to them. I think we have some strings on there at some part, but it's definitely just to support the band. The vocal right now are on mute. That's just, yeah. Take a listen to the snare. I don't need the snare to be heavy metal hit on that one. Drums are fantastic. Amazing on vocal, just SM58. I could try, hold on. Why am I not seeing fully your comment here? Hold on. Yeah, I could try to fake something on the keys just for fun. Chorus could do it, or the Velvet Imager. Let's mute everything. That's just a piano. Width to 100%. I didn't play much with that plugin. LF Vector Scope. LF Vector Scope is also on Wing Edit. I don't know about that. I know it's on the console for sure, but I don't know about the Wing Edit. I don't usually use the Wing Edit. Even when I'm building show, I'm just building it on the console to get used to it. Yeah, way more stereo now. Guitars are definitely stereo.
So cold, but nothing has ever felt so right. Maybe it'll be alright. Some risks are worth
Yeah, it's not setting back enough. It's still, I still hear their keyboard being really center, but it's better than nothing. Let me check if my bass is going into the chorus. I like to have just a little bit of chorus on the bass just to make it stereo. And I'm gonna show you guys what I usually do. We're just gonna mute everything. That's just the bass. We're gonna send it into the stereo chorus slowly. As soon as we hear it becoming stereo just a little bit, it should be enough. Oh, there. Let me exaggerate it a little bit. That's too much. Around -18. On, off. That's the end of the song. Yeah, that's the end of the song. Give it a second. It's yeah, the Mark Opus trick. It's all coming from CLA or his brother Tom. Okay, that's just the bass. We're gonna add chorus. See? Let's look at the scope just for fun. Might be hard for you guys to see, but it's just not mono anymore. There's a tiny difference between left and right. Kind of the same thing like if you were to stand in front of a bass cab, you have, let's say, a 410. If you put your face in front of it, it's not gonna be a mono signal. You have slight difference in the driver or the speaker there that create a tiny bit of stereo image, and that's basically what we were trying to do here. So let's bring everything else in just for fun. See, the bass is not just dead in the center. It has a tiny bit of it doesn't feel mono. Other than the keyboard that is mono.
Not quite sure how I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna make it. 'Cause the fire burning deep inside tells me I am doomed.
It's a great song.
So why not toss aside all doubts and let my heart decide? And whatever comes along, trust the life will lead me.
The bass, you think that the bass needs autotune?
I've never felt so cold, but nothing has ever felt so right.
Let me listen just for fun. Let's listen.
It'll be alright. Some risks are worth taking. Choosing myself ain't no mistake. If I don't do it, I know I regret it.
Let's try it.
Though I'm not quite sure my heart can take it. Not quite sure I'm gonna make it.
Let's go to 100% on it.
'Cause the fire burning deep inside tells me I am doing something right. So why not toss aside all doubts and let my heart decide? And whatever comes along, trust the life will lead me where I belong.
Okay. Thank you, Joshua. The bass is not perfectly in tune. You're right, Rolf. I don't know if I would tune it, though. I'm just gonna take that off. I don't think it it's not perfect, but it's give it a shine. We're just gonna take a quick break here. There is no chance in hell that I'm ever gonna put autotune on these vocals. It's a raw performance. It's not perfect, but I don't think any of the ladies here need autotune. It's raw, that's what it is. It's not perfect, but it's a great performance of that song. They all did a great performance here. I absolutely over like it's basically over my dead body. Oh, hold on, I'm having a problem with my chat here. There we go. I don't know if you guys tried the new Mac OS stuff. It's not perfect yet. They still need to work on that thing. Every time that I'm pushing a Windows up, it wants to put it full screen, and it's giving me a hard time because the way that my prompter is set up, so that I can basically read the chat and watch the camera at the same time and not have a screen on the side, which look so weird. I need to have my screen not full screen, but if I put it high, that's not working. Anyway, Mac OS is not fully cooked yet. The new macOS 26. Hey man, TrixPod, Trix Drop D. I'm gonna get your name right. I'm just setting up my wing coming from an XR18. Oh, so that's a big change. I'm using it for my IEM rig or in-ear monitor rig. I don't have a main out at this time. My question is, I see you're using a post tap, a post fender, post send from my effects send. I'm using tap. I don't think I get any signal set to post. I assume that is because the mains are down. Yes. You need to have your fader roughly at unity. Or if you're building a monitor rig, I would say put all your fader at unity on the main page. That way everything that you set pre or post will be, like, it won't do a big difference, but it will make your effects that are post fader go through, like the stuff that I have for my, hold on, let me switch screen here. The stuff that I have for all my effects. All my effects are post fader. All my send to musicians, the 7 bus that I have, are tap point. That way I can decide how the input that I send is going to be sent to them, to my musician. On the wing, the default option is post compression. Most of the time I try to go without compression for ears, but it can also work. So yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. Just set your fader, all your fader to 0, to unity. There's a button to do it quickly on the wing. Just set all your faders to 0 and that should work. I'll take back the EQ on the snare. On the snare need. Yeah, it's just a matter of having the overheads. Well, it's a matter of perceived volume also. Depending on, I don't know how loud you're listening to that. I'm listening fairly loud, maybe somewhere around 85, 90 dB in my headphone when I listen to the mix. So if it's too loud, your EQ decision will be affected. I don't know how loud you listen to that. Dudley, what's the best way to route main, left, right, sub, and live stream output? Okay, you want to do, what's the best way to route main, left, right, subs, and a live stream output? You can use the mains for that. You can use, let me grab my console view. You can have a input, and I'm going to use a channel that I'm not really using. I'm going to use that channel 37 here. And for all your channel, you have option to go main 1, main 2, main 3, main 4. You can have your, I want to read, so I want to make sure that I don't say anything stupid. You want to have your main, your subs, and your live stream output. And depending on how you want to mix your main out, for your live stream, you can have it set as a pre-fader option, meaning it's going to take the signal just before the fader, and you can mix your room without your live stream being affected too much. Or if you would like your mixing decision in the room to be reflected on your stream, you can just do it post fader, and you can also adjust the level for your stream. So if you have somebody in a different room or in playback, you can adjust your stream and say, okay, in the room 0 dB, sent at 0 dB is fine, but for my live stream, every time that I push, it's coming way too loud, so you can drop it down just a little bit. You can set your mix this way, so whatever like writing move you'll do will affect a little bit less of the live stream or a little bit more, depending on how you want to set your stuff up. Maybe I'm gonna guess you're in a church and you have a band playing and in between you have somebody talking. And for your live stream, you want that to be pretty much the same level. What you could do is have your pastor mic set at maybe plus 10 send for his vocal or his headset microphone, whatever his microphone is. Have that set at plus 10, and the rest of your mix, you want that to be sent at minus 10 across the board. So that way, in your room, we are okay having more difference in volume. So in the room when somebody's talking, it's obvious that it's not, or brain expect them to be a little quieter than when the full-on band is playing. But for streaming, we're not used to that. When we listen at home, we usually want to have a person talking be the same level as the whole band, or roughly. So you can probably cheat on your mix that way. So when you send that main 4 bus into a compressor and a limiter to make it really like thick for your streaming, maybe it's gonna make more sense to do it this way. But your mixing decision and your mute decision will affect what goes to both stream. Same thing for your subs. You just take whatever you're gonna need, like say your kick, you punch that into main 2, your floor tom going into main 2, your bass, and that's about it. Maybe some piano, maybe some strings. You want to have that in there, but other than that, you don't want anything else to go in the subs. Also, I'm new to the Wing. Can you overdub vocals? Not on SD card. Well, actually, there's a way to do it on SD card. My friend Patrick Gilles Maillot has a great software. Go check out his website, x32ram.com, x32ram.com. He's got a software that allows you to basically bounce from one SD card to the other, and that way you can do overdubs on SD card. I'm not a fan of that approach. If you were to do that, why don't you just record to a computer, because you need a computer to also do that. So I don't know, but if you want to do it, if you want to have, let's say, a small computer that you just assign some user button to do the trick and use the software to do that, maybe you can. Anger77, I saw you recently made a gig with Two Wing, and I saw you were using a Midas DL251 as a stage box. Do this series of stage box work the same as the DL32? Can you give control? And yes, it's fully supported by the Wing stuff. I did that on Saturday. I had a really big show where I had 50 something input. Basically, we had a full DL251, 48 input going to FOH, and in Monitor World I had all the clicks, talkback, and everything else that they don't need at the front that was connected locally. So I had everything local. It was up somewhere around 56, and for funny enough, because we had a last minute edition of a DJ on the show, we used the AES-EBU cable in between consoles, and for some reason it worked over 200 foot. We had a really good AES cable, 200 feet. Maybe because we were using the clock from the AES-50. The main clock in that situation was a 251. We connected from my output to input at front of house, and it worked flawlessly. I just used my 2 local input, and I routed that straight to front of house for the DJ, because I didn't need it on stage, but he did at the front. So my local 7 and 8 were routed over AES-EBU to the front, and he was getting it, and I gave him even gain control. We had that happening. Gain control was happening. I don't know. It was working For some reason, it was working 200 foot. I know it's over spec, but it just did. So, yeah, really big show, a lot of stuff. I was doing monitor on that one. The console was loaded. I had 20 something mixes because the whole band, all the 12 musicians, had their own in-ear mix in stereo. And I built a show on the random live stream last week where every single of my guests that were using monitor, I had 6 monitor on stage, stereo mix, or 3 stereo pairs on stage, all from the same feed but still stereo. And all my guests had their own mix that I was sending through a matrix to the same output. So it was left, right, left, right, left, right. And my guests, I basically was unmuting the bus for that guest. His microphone and stuff came on. After that, you mute that monitor mix. You unmute the monitor mix of guest 2, and you have basically different monitor mix into the same pair of monitor, and it was going to the same main EQ. But if for some reason I needed to change the EQ of the overall mix, I could do it on the mix bus itself. Really complicated routing, but I made it happen, and every single guest had their mixes. It's the last time I'm ever doing that, to be honest. Next year, I want just everybody to be on ears. I ask for like 24 ear mixes. That way, everybody is going to have a pack, and it's going to be fine. Have you ever used turbo sound system with the Wing via Ultranet? No, I didn't use via Ultranet. I did try some sub and 12-inch on a stick. I believe it's the Q12 on a stick, but I was not in a situation where it was useful to run over Ultranet, but pretty sure it's working just fine. Hi there. Is there any option card for the Wing with Toslink I/O? Like the X8 card for the X32? I don't think so. It was discussed at some point that I believe they wanted to do that, but I don't think there is much need for those units anymore, especially with the addition of the so affordable Stage Connect device. If you want to hook up preamp to a Wing, the Stage Connect stuff is so affordable. I have a DN4888, and it's a lifesaver in a lot of situations right now for extra I/O. It's a great way to add more I/O to your console line level, and if you want to run preamp, it's probably a better way to do that. But no, I don't think so. I can't find the exact brightness information for the Wing display. How many nits is it visible in sunlight? It's visible in sunlight. I don't know the spec from the top of my head, but it's okay in the middle of the day. But you should definitely have your console under any kind of tent, easy up, whatever. When I'm okay, yeah, precision here from Rolf. The Wing itself doesn't have Ultranet. I do have a DN4816U, basically the USB interface that allow you to have Ultranet in and out, so you can get signal from an XR18. I've done showed that way, running a signal from the Ultranet out of a XR18, bring it to front of house, connected it to my small box, and I had 16 channel from there, no problem. But yeah, there's no Ultranet on the Wing itself. You need to have a DL32 or a conversion device, but a lot of devices have that. The Wing is better in sunlight than the SQ5. I don't know. I try to avoid SQ5. I have used Ultranet turbo sound. 8P, speak gears, 8 monitor works great. Yeah, it's a great idea. All right. Should we go back to the song? It's been an hour already. You guys want to keep diving into this? Actually, let me do what I'm going to need to do. I'm going to change the routing, and I want to make you guys listen to the in-ear mixes of the beautiful people that were there at that rehearsal. So right now you guys hear the main, and I'm gonna change the routing just a little bit. I know, output, USB. Can I give you the monitor? Yeah. Now it's loud for you guys. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can have a way to reduce my listening level, because it's really loud for me. No, that's gonna affect the whole thing, right? Alright, it's a little bit loud for me, but I will suffer through this for you guys. Okay, let's go to the bus. No, I need to do this before. I want my solo to follow. Is it there? Is it here? Set on fader, activate solo. So let's go with the drums. I'll try to make it louder. So that's the drummer's mix. Really complete. Can we see it on the screen? No, it's not showing me the fader level of everything. That's what I wanted to show you guys. Hold on, is there a way? Well, maybe if I go per input, but that's... Oh, interesting. See here, I've used the EQ for the drum. Probably because the band or the drummer didn't have enough low end in his ears. I used the tap point EQ or the tap EQ to give him more low end in the ears, not at the front of house. So definitely a drummer mix, but with a bit of everything. Funny, let's go to the snare. No, I probably didn't use any other. Alright. So, drum at the front, vocal behind, but still being able to hear it. Definitely a good mix. Let's go to the bass player mix. Oh. Really in a different world. A lot of hi-hat. Not, you know, it's mixed too. Not too much kick. Definitely not too much snare, but a lot of hat. Toms are there just for fun. Not a lot of overhead. Bass. Let's see how that mix is built. Even if it's the bass player, he's not putting his bass all the way to the top. With a good gain structure, usually you end up in a situation where you don't need to just crank everything in your mix. Yeah. So, no effect, no reverb for him, just bass. All the RD articulation is there. Let's take a look at the guitar, or take a listen at the guitar. Just a tiny bit of drums. bass. Not a lot of keyboard. Vocal is there. Yeah. He definitely did some panning. Nice. Let's go to the keyboard mix. Oh, really even? A lot of bass. That's coming from the track. That's a great mix. This keyboard is not too high. This whole mix is balanced really well. I cannot show you guys the console, but nothing is cranked up. Everything is standing in the middle. Maybe, you know, it's averaging -20, but the stuff that he needs is a little up. That means we have enough gain coming from the input to deal with enough volume in his here, but not being forced to crank everything up. Let's go to the lead vocal. Melina. Classic singer, a little bit of everything, but vocal really at the front. She's over 0 dB.
I don't know how much longer I can hold it all inside.
A little bit here.
Tell me there'll be a light. How many have been here before me? I know there's beauty in making, choosing, creating, but there's also pain in struggling.
Okay, let's go to Pam.
And I'm not quite sure my heart can take it.
Nothing. Tiny bit of guitar, tiny bit of keyboard. But I think for that rehearsal, we did not use in-ear for her. We used floor monitor, which would make sense. So that's coming from a monitor, floor monitor mix. Let's go to Heidi. Yeah, definitely a floor monitor. She likes bass, she likes bottom, so this is why we have bass in here. Tiny bit of keyboard. That's great. It's fun to see the different vision of these people, what they need in their here to perform and to make the overall, like, that's back to the main mix.
Tells me I am doing something, so why not toss aside all doubts and let my heart decide? And whatever comes along, trust the life and leave me where I belong.
And if you guys want to see, forget that last track, because that's a talkback mic. This is why it has that weird EQ bump. But everything else, there's not much EQ going on here.
Whatever comes along,
there's not much EQ going on here. There's not much. Well, there's a little bit of compression. This channel, the reason why I have this is because it's an upright bass, and sometimes the pickup are not sounding too natural. But it's not in use in that session. But on that show, I have an upright bass. But everything else is pretty flat. I mean, that keyboard, there's definitely something. It was a stereo keyboard. We had the Velvet to make it stereo here, but on the show it was a stereo keyboard. But other than that, even the kick, like I'm not boosting or cutting like crazy. The snare, usually I'm tweaking it a little bit more, but everything is like pretty smooth. There is no major cut or boost on anything other than the vocal, just to remove the proximity effect, but to get the volume. But yeah, that's about it. There's not, when you have good sources, you don't need to tweak much. That's basically what we need to remember here. If you guys have a good band, you need to place the microphone correctly and pretty much call it a day, because all of the work that you need to do is going to be done from the mic placement, or most of the work that you need to do can be done by the mic placement. Even like top of the line, top of the industry engineer like Ken Pooch said, if you give me three things: mic choice, mic placement, and low cut, I can make a show. So yeah. Well, actually, I believe he said gain structure somewhere in there. But yeah, mic choice, mic placement, gain structure, and low cut. You can just make everything happen. Because pretty much everything here has a low cut. That's different, you know. Well, maybe not the keyboard and the piano, but the guitarist, because I know it's in his setup. He's not using. I don't have a low cut on this thing because I've worked with my friend Vince and we put together a low cut and high cut on this rig. I believe we cut the higher frequencies around 15 and the low cut, I believe, somewhere around 87, 89. So that way you don't need to do anything out of his quad cortex. Just sound amazing. But yeah, that's about it. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being part of this Monday live stream. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something along the way. We had some really interesting questions in the chat as always. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming stream. Sometimes I stream at random, out of nowhere. I just do something and I believe it will be interesting for you guys to watch, and I turn on the stream. So subscribe, ring the bell, and I'm gonna see you guys next Monday. It was a pleasure doing this one for you. Have a good one.